Welcome to No Remorse Woodworking, where I use reclaimed materials for various projects. This is not a build project as such, it's more of a tool test. I build quite a lot of cutting boards. Occasionally I also make in-grain cutting boards, and I've always struggled to flatten them. I don't have a drum sander and I don't really have room for one. So flattening the final glue up is always a bit of a struggle for me. Occasionally I've used the planer, but it is a rather risky method because unless the cutting board is encased in strips of wood, it can really tear out the glued little blocks and cause all sorts of havoc. But earlier this week, my regular tool supplier, which is actually one of the low-priced supermarkets in town, they offered this handheld floor sander. I believe it's a 6-inch sanding disc, and I'm quite anxious to see how it works on an end grain cutting board. But I've only just opened the box. I don't really know what's inside it. So let's see. Seems to be well packed. Now this must be some sort of dust collection bag. And the beast itself, as you can see, quite a large sanding surface. Sanding pads, very good. And there's even one of these. I'm not sure I'm going to use that on cutting boards, but it may come in handy on other projects. And of course a manual. I must stress, I have read the manual. But for the sake of the test, I will start with 40 grit and then assemble the machine, hook it up and try sanding one side of the board. Not to forget earmuffs. These are adjustable to these two buttons. It's not going to be easy for me to show you, but I do have some glue squeeze out in this corner, and I'll be trying to remove that with a big sander. It's not as bad as I had thought. It does actually remove quite a lot of material, and it doesn't jump about more than I can hold. It's a big machine, so of course it's not like a very small palm sander, but with a little getting used to, I'm sure I can get a lot of use out of it and a lot of nice cutting boards. And taking a quick look at the dust bag, which has been on the floor, but bear in mind that I've only used it for a few minutes. I think you can just about see that it does catch quite a lot of dust. So if, like me, you have to either sand very uneven or rather large surfaces, this might be a solution for you. I think it cost me about $75. It wasn't expensive. And the sanding pads, I bought 3 packs for something like $6 a pack. They're obviously not the best quality, but they will do the job, I'm sure. Well, it's a damn sight closer to flat than it was before. I'm not quite there yet, but it does work rather well. With the coarse paper I do get some vibration, as you can see, but it's nothing more than I can handle, and it's mostly because when I get near the edges I get overhang on the disc and it hits the edge, starts vibrating. And yes, I'm sure you want to see me use the carving disc or whatever it was, but I must admit I'm not ready for that yet. I do need to get a little more confidence and experience with the machine before I try something like that. I've never used such a disc before, not even on a standard angle grinder. I have just tested the big machine with 80 grit on some face grain, and it works really well. It does leave a slight swirl in the surface, but that's nothing an 80 grit on a random orbital sander can't remove. It only took me a few seconds. I think I will use it quite a lot. The only problem I have with this is where to store it. My drawers are not big enough. I may even have to hang it on the wall. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please leave a like. Subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. And remember to hit the notification bell. Thank you very much.